Hey everyone! Welcome to a new playlist with me, your host Tim. And today, we will begin playing through Underrail Expedition together. Oh my god! There will be some prep here that you can skip by going down to the comment section down below, where there will be several links for you to click on depending upon your needs. One link will take you to the beginning of the playlist where I beat the game with Garrett, Master Thief. There'll be another link down below where we skip ahead to character creation to just where I hit accept character, in case you want to get a quick glimpse as to how my character is starting out, what stats and what have you I pick, but you don't care very much about the character creation step. There'll be another link down there which will jump you past what I'm talking about right now, in case you don't care about this prep. There'll be another link down there which will jump you to where I actually go out and begin fighting rat hounds, because everyone's first 30 minutes in the game is talking to everybody. And speaking of talking to everybody, let's talk about Underrail Expedition, because we're playing through it again, and any special stuff that I'll be doing for this playthrough. Right, so first you should know that I have beaten Underrail. I have about 800 hours, 600? 800? I can't remember now. Above 600 hours logged in Underrail at this time. I love this game. I like the combat in it. It's amazing. I really enjoy it. It is phenomenal. When it comes to playing through the game again, I decided that we are still going to read all the texts that we come across on screen. So any dialogues, I'll be doing all the reading just like I had done with Garrett. We're not going to skip the reading. I do not do that. Next, I will, though, if the option occurs that I can skip some descriptions. For example, a character asks me, do I know what X is? I will respond with yes, as opposed to no. So there will be conversation, there will be dialogue, but not as much of it, probably, maybe, as there was the first time around. Next, I like walking everywhere, everyone, so you should expect me to do that here. Unlike a lot of other people that I see play this game, though, I probably will not speed up the game while I'm walking everywhere. The game added that in at some point, and I always forget it's present. But mostly, I don't like enabling it because if I accidentally walk into something or a combat occurs, I want to be able to have reacted quick enough to get myself out of that situation. I will instead cut certain sections of the video out, like selling or buying things for my my home, anything that I don't think would be interesting for you guys to watch. Assuming that it takes longer than, let's say, 5 minutes to do it, I'll slice that video out. When we come back, I'll describe what happened. Similar to what I was doing at near the end of the game with Garrett. I obviously have beaten Underrail, or maybe you guys did not know that, but Underrail Expedition was beaten. I defeated the DLC's content, or most of it at least, and I also beat the Deep Caverns with Garrett. It was amazing, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. As such, you shouldn't expect there to be too many surprises, although there will be probably plenty of surprises in the beginning of the game. Stygian Software has released a few patches since last we talked, viewer, and they've added some starting content. I think there's at least one additional quest you can start in the beginning of the game. There's several random caves which may spawn as well. And there's new creatures, weaker versions of some of the creatures we've seen in the past, who will be in the starting areas of the game. They made actually the beginning a little easier for you. At least I believe they did based on the patch notes. Is there anything else? No, I think that's about it, everyone. I think my voice is coming out okay with the game. I'm going to assume so. The sound volumes, what have you, are still what they were when I had last played the game, so I think we're good to go, everyone. Oh, right, so let's go ahead and create a new character. Now, preceding this video, there was a video I made about Underrail. Oh, actually, 2 videos, I suppose, or multiple videos ago. And in that video, I asked you guys to vote for who would be the character I play through the game with again when I began recording it sometime at the end of this month. You guys voted, and just barely beating Geralt was Gabriel Angelous, coming in at 9 votes to Geralt's 8. JC Denton was a close second or third even, with 7 votes. I forget, I think someone had 6 as well, but I can't remember right now, but the page is not up. But in any case, we will be playing the game with Gabriel Angelous today. Because this will be the first time I'm intending to get down to the deep caverns with a non-stealth character, we will play on normal again. I think I might be good enough at this game to begin playing it on hard, but there's a few things that make me hesitate doing so. Number one, if you've watched me play Garrett, you know that I like playing thematic characters. These characters are not min-maxed, and because they are not min-maxed, odds are they will struggle on hard. Very much so, rather than the character who is more focused in what they want to do. Normal, I think, will be entertaining. You will still see me die, probably more often than I like, and at the same time, our victories will be very sweet. For experience, I prefer Classic with all types of characters. I feel Oddity is a rather unique and can be a fun experience, pun intended, to play through the game with. However, it is grindy, it is frustrating, and it fights itself for what it tries to do. You have to make a very specific character to really benefit the most from Oddity, as opposed to Classic, when you can build any type of character that you want and still enjoy the game. So I prefer Classic. I think it is a much better, a much more balanced, and a much funner experience overall, although for Oddity, it is unique, and occasionally it feels more fulfilling because it adds more difficulty to the game. In any case, this is what we're going to play, normal again, and on Classic, let's accept. Alright, so, Gabriel, let's make sure I spelt that correctly as well. I think I did. Gabriel Angelous, is that how you say his name? Gabriel Angelous. Yes. Okay. That's how you. I'd be really embarrassing if it was an E. If I put the EI instead. I'm only gonna go with first name because everyone refers to you as your first name. Like no one's gonna keep calling us Gabriel Angelous, the full thing. So we'll just call ourselves Gabriel. For our picture, I've done something special for you guys. I figured out how to do this some time ago. I didn't know how to do it at the time when I was playing Garrett, or I would have. And by that I mean when I created Garrett. But I definitely figured out how to do it since then. Where are you, Gabriel? There he is. Gabriel Angelous in the flesh. Next, let's go ahead and begin assigning his stats. So, at level 1... Wow! Gabriel's gonna have 9 flippin' strength. His dex... Okay, so, Gabriel was the... I think it's called Chapter Master for the Blood Raven Space Marines. He wielded a thunder hammer and was wearing the Space Marine power armor. So he needs to have incredible strength. This will play in with him using a sledgehammer, since a sledgehammer really wants you to have a lot of strength anyway. You can't wield most hammers with a low strength. I would like him to have decent dex for throwing grenades and critical rating with melee attacks, but it's just not in the cards. We don't need dexterity on Gabriel. He's not going to be a very subtle character. So we're going to go ahead and lower his dex by 1 point. Just 1. I don't like having any stat being 3 if I can avoid it, and I think I can avoid it on Gabriel. Next, his agility gains a point. We want sprint as a feat, and even though I don't intend to take any dodge, evasion, or stealth, things that would benefit from agility, I do want sprint. So that means 1 point has to be placed in agility if I want that feat. We're going to lower his perception by 1 point. He will wander into traps a little more often than I'd like, it's true, but I need that extra point because we need to pump up his constitution. This means that we won't find very many secrets either, everyone. They're just not going to be found, and we'll struggle to see anything like a like a crawler or the like, unfortunately, as well. But secrets are the most penalizing thing about having a low perception. For our constitution, we give it 2 more points. We want him to have more hit points at the beginning of the game. His will and intelligence will both remain at 5. Arguably, I should lower his will to 3. After all, I'm not playing a psychic. But I do intend to use intimidate, which I believe uses will as a stat, and I don't want it penalized. I also think that it's more thematic for Gabriel. Gabriel wasn't weak-willed. The 5-willed makes him, well, decently strong-willed. Actually, average-willed. But I didn't want him being weak-willed. I want him being able to resist the occasional effect as it's thrown against him. And for intelligence, he will be crafting later on in the game. And Gabriel wasn't stupid. So we're going to leave his intelligence at 5 as well. His starting skills. Well, he's getting some throwing. Unlike most of my characters who have throwing, he's going to be putting, or who took throwing, he's going to be dumping 5 points in this for quite some time. This is going to go up to be 100. But, because his dexterity is only 4, there's not going to be any bonuses to his throwing. Most of my characters who have throwing have a high dex as well. So, even though we're going to put a lot of points in this, it's not going to be as... we won't see as much benefit from those points. Our accuracy will still be suffering for longer than I would have liked it to be. Gabriel is a melee person. We put the 15 points into melee. Next, he has no dodge or evasion. He'll be wearing power armor. It might make sense to have given him some dodge. Maybe I'll fit it in later in the game, because he is going to take some agility. But the heavier armor that you wear, the more of an armor penalty you have. That armor penalty lowers your dodge and evasion by an equal percentage, meaning that you're throwing away up to half of the points you drop into these abilities. And even on normal mode, if you don't max at least evasion, because dodge you can make up for it by taking the uncanny dodge feat, but it will be tough to act. Like, you'll see very little benefit from taking dodge and evasion if you wear heavy metal armor, which is what I intend to do. So we won't take any of these up any points. For subterfuge, there is nothing subtle about Gabriel Angelous. He doesn't knock on doors. He doesn't hack anything to gain access to it. These will remain at 0 at the moment. All of them. Later on, we will be much later on, much later on, almost max level later on, we will be taking hacking and traps. But at the moment, nothing goes into subterfuge. Another reason why I'm not playing an oddity character. Oddity characters can really benefit from pickpocketing, which gives you access to oddities you wouldn't normally have. And they also could benefit from lockpicking and hacking, which can give you access to 1 or 2 oddities you wouldn't, actually something with pickpocketing. They give you access to oddities you wouldn't normally have and can let you max on oddities you can find elsewhere quicker. But again, we're not playing oddity mode, so we'd be penalized heavily for taking those. I'm sorry, for not taking these. This is what we'll be taking with Gabriel. Crafting. We won't really see that much benefit from most of these for some time, but we'll grab mechanics and electronics. Mechanics will eventually let us create repair kits, will give us access to metal armor, will let us create sledgehammers or other melee weapons. Electronics will let us make energy variants of these, as well as electrical variants of our melee weapons, will give us access to a stun or taser early on. We can make, alright, with mechanics and electronics, we can also make EMP grenades. We'll take some biology. I intend for Gabriel to be able to create his own health hypos and what have you. We'll try and see if we can benefit from some of the other drugs, like a super soldier drug or something of the sort, if we can find them. He'll also grab some tailoring, because I do intend for him to make his own power armor, and thus he'll want some tailoring to accomplish that feat. Finally, we're not taking, well, not finally, but we're not taking any psi abilities. Gabriel was not a psyker, he wasn't a librarian, he was a commander, so he takes none of these. Finally, for social skills, no persuasion. Gabriel didn't try to persuade anyone to see his point of view, I think. We will, however, take intimidation instead. Yes, yep, he will make people act out of fear. We'll also go ahead and grab Mercantile. I'm thinking that this is because he has access to the chapter's equipment, or he will be famous enough that people will understand and give him good deals and offer better equipment for him. Now, his starting feats. This is where it gets a bit questionable for me. There isn't anything here that I really like at this low level. There's Nimble, even though we don't benefit from that dodge and or evasion that much. Getting that armor penalty down could be useful, but I think instead we will take Sprint to start. Where are you, Sprint? So, let's read about Sprint, because I did not take it with Garrett at all. You can activate the Sprint ability, which grants you 30 additional movement points for 2 turns. Only effective when not in stealth. Our final feat will be Paranoia. Everyone is out to get you, and you know it. Detection increased by 20%. That will kind of counteract a little bit of our low perception when it comes to detecting crawlers and the like. We're still not likely to see them, but it gives us a small chance. Mostly, though, I'm taking it for the other effects. Initiative +5, which is very nice, considering that our dex is a little lower, and because we're not taking any stealth. So we're going to be relying on initiative rolls to go first. We also reduce the chance we get critically hit by 3%, which will come in handy. We also, if we do detect a stealth enemy, we will inflict an extra 30% damage against it with all of our weapons. Alright everyone, that's Gabriel. Let's go ahead and, just in case you click the link down below, here's his stats. Here's his skills. Here's his feats. And we are good to go. Alright, last topic, of course, earthquake repairs. What's the situation at the south tunnel? Got to dig deeper to plant the explosives, or we risk more damage to the tunnel. Almost everyone is working shifts up there. Shouldn't be too long now. He nods. Gorski, how's the security looking? Got 1 man at the cave exit, and that's enough as far as I'm concerned. Automated security is strong there, and as long as we know the crossroad and cove are clear, no one can sneak up on us. Also got 1 man at the underpassages, and he's been ordered not to open the gate no matter what. The last thing we need right now are those bloody lurkers sneaking up on us. Everyone else is up at the platform securing workers and tunnels. Good, good. If no one has anything else to add, that will conclude this council meeting. Actually, there is one more thing, in case you weren't informed already. I admitted a new citizen to the station. That Gabriel fellow? Yes, I think he will be a good addition to this station. He and Wenzel are still at the range, but they should be done any moment now, I believe. You put too much trust in your tests, Tanner. All I care about is how he handles live action, not how many points he got. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Best put him to work immediately. We need all hands on deck right now. Indeed. That is all. Farah? Gorski? An unexpected yawn interrupts Wenzel. He instinctively raises his left hand to cover his mouth, forgetting that he is wearing a respirator. A tiny smile creeps up on your face due to this very fact, yet you understand that after so many hours of testing, these kinds of lapses tend to sneak up on people. He soon continues. Excuse me. All in all, Gabriel, as far as I'm concerned, we're done here. I've got a few other things to do, but unless you'd like to have another go at the testing range, you have no reason to stay here any longer. I'm feeling pretty tired, and it's hardly a secret you are too. Besides, I can't wait to check out my new room. I have no doubt you'll like it. I have yet to see any newcomers complain. Nothing more to say than congratulations again, Gabriel, and welcome to Southgate Station. Go and get some rest. See you around, Wenzel. Alright, everyone. Hello. Right. So, The unfortunate part about playing Gabriel Angelous is that we don't start being Gabriel Angelous. We start being us. We don't have power armor. We don't have a thunder hammer. We're not the leader of a Space Marine chapter. We are level 1. And we will struggle. We will struggle on our effort to become what we are destined to be. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's go ahead and access our personal messages. Keycard from Wayne. Hi. I fixed your door so the keycard should work fine now. If you haven't found it yet, the keycard should be in your desk. See you around. From Tanner. Congratulations. You've passed all the tests we presented you in the past weeks and have now obtained full citizenship in Southgate Station. On behalf of the entire community, I welcome you into our fold. Visit me in my office in the Commons as soon as you've rested, and we can discuss your duties in the coming days. We gain access to a compass, which we don't need, 200 credits, and our private quarters keycard. Nice. Look at these humble beginnings. My goodness. We finished every single room with Garrett, if you guys remember. Look at this. There's even a leaky pipe in our room. What the heck? Nothing in our footlocker. Oh, I shut off the lights, everyone, and shut all doors behind me. It's gonna happen. Just be aware. We don't need these. We don't need stealth. We don't need burst. We'll take our mechanical repair kits. Can be used to repair mechanical pieces of gear, such as firearms, melee weapons, and metal armor. Put you here, I guess, at the moment. Let's put you here. We have a patching kit. This is used for leather equipment instead. We've got some flares. I think we'll put those here. And our armor. This armor is made of rathound leather. No matter how hard you try to wash it out, the faint stench of this filthy creature remains. Well, it's better than our shirt and pants. 3 health hypos and 5 bandages. My goodness, remember how many hundreds of them we had with Garrett? I have a sinking feeling combat will be much more difficult with Gabriel, at least to start. Alright, well, let's go ahead and meet Tanner. He's down in the Commons, so we'll start there. We should check them, although I don't think anything spawns in these shelves. Hello, bathroom. I don't think there's anything... Yeah, there's nothing in there either. No shelves, no nothing like that. Alright, let's see him. I hear a cat somewhere? Ah, it's been so long. Actually, it has not been long. It's been long for my YouTube channel, but it has not been long at all since I have seen Tanner in his office. Hello, Tanner. The man behind the desk is Hadrian Tanner, the counselor who admitted you into Southgate Station. Even during your first encounter with him, he struck you as an unusual-looking individual. Setting aside his impressive stature, one finds it difficult not to notice how his thick, bushy hair and beard envelop most of his head. That, in addition to his opaque glasses covering his eyes, which you've never noticed him without, means that you can see very little of his face and its expression. His somewhat dirty scavenger outfit, which he wore earlier as well, clashes with the clean, finely furnished office, suggesting that Tanner probably does most of his work in the field. As soon as he finishes typing, he raises his head and reaches out to shake your hand. His big hand, tucked into dark brown gloves, makes yours seem like that of a child in comparison, and you especially feel his large fingers to be twice as thick as yours. His deep voice feels distant and calming when he addresses you. Congratulations once again, Gabriel, and welcome to our small community. You scored very well on our tests. No small feat, that. I'm sure you'll turn out to be a valuable and respected citizen. But more importantly, I hope you'll find peace and kinship here, which are so hard to come by in the chaos surrounding us. I have yet to get to know the other Southgaters, but I have a good feeling I'll fit in with the rest of the crowd pretty well. He nods. I believe so too. People from many different backgrounds reside in this station. Whatever your interests may be, I'm sure you'll find someone who shares them here. I hope the earthquake didn't disturb you much, and you were able to rest a bit from all the testing, for you have much work to do today. Events have transpired that require your attention. Are you ready for some field work? How much damage did the earthquake cause? Not much damage to the station itself. There were no casualties, fortunately. Regardless, the railroad tunnel has caved in, so we're cut off until the rubble has been cleared up. It's nothing that you should be concerning yourself with at this point in time. Now, back to the business at hand. First, you can have your weapon back. Lucas at the armory should have it. And while you're there, you might want to drop by the shooting range, since you'll be doing some field work today. It might not be a bad idea to warm up in case things get ugly. Speak to Gorski if he's there. He'll help you set up some target practice sessions. However, that is entirely up to you. I don't need practice. If you say so. Now, regarding your first mission. Down in the tunnels below our station, just to the north of Crossroad Caves, lies a series of abandoned outposts. These outposts were built by another station a long while ago for the purpose of scouting and defense. In time, they fell to decay. I want you to retake them, so that they might once again serve the same purpose. However, in order to do so, you will need to activate the main power generator that's located inside one of them. Harold from the engineering sector thinks he knows how to get the generator operational, so he should be your first stop after we're done here. As far as I'm aware, there are a total of 5 outposts plus the one with the generator. I don't know if it's possible to activate all of them, but try to activate at least 3. You may also want to talk to Jonas at the Crossroad Watch post. It's down in the tunnels just outside the station. You'll be passing through there anyway. He's one of our most experienced scavengers, and he's probably seen more of South Underrail than any of us here. He'll surely have some useful advice for you. Why are we taking these outposts? It's an important strategic position should certain factions attempt to encroach further into our zone of control. Besides, cleaning them out will also push some of the unwanted wildlife further away from Southgate Station, so it is also beneficial in that regard. Oh, what factions are you talking about? Protectorate is my main concern, though I do not expect any military action from them. They are always looking for ways to pressure us into reconsidering our official policy of neutrality. Also, further to the north and to the west of our station, there are organized bandit groups. We are not able to track their movements well, so we should not discard the possibility that they might start operating through the tunnels. Alright, I'll be off then. Oh, and one more thing before you go. Pascal, our station's chief physician, wanted to see you, so you should probably pop down to his office in the medical sector when you have the time. Got it. See you later. Alright, Tanner, thank you for the advice and for the first mission. First, we're going to check the boxes that are over here. Even though we're not playing a thief, we should still take anything that's not bolted down. And sometimes the boxes and shelves, it's very rare, but sometimes they do spawn something. Like you might get some soft foam or some other crafting components, and you can sell those for a little bit of money. A tiny bit of money. But it'll help you with your starting purchases, and the starting purchases you make are very important. Nothing in any of the boxes. We got one of the red meats. Shutting that door so I can search the kitchen cabinets. This is really important because we want all of this. Delicious foods. Okay, what foods do we pick up? Ah, nothing useful today. Canned stew can be sold. That reduces heat damage. Mushroom salad can be sold. That's +1 perception. Canned mushrooms can be sold. That's bio damage. The only thing we have that was useful to us is underpie and canned meat. Hey, here's Venzel. Did I tell you the one about the dude who did the range completely drunk? Ah, Jack Quicksilver. Hey, sir. Haven't seen you around here before. You stuck in this hole now as well? No, actually, I'm new here. Name's Jack Quicksilver. Where you from, Jack? I'm not a citizen of any place, if that's what you're asking. I travel around a lot, but when I'm not on a train, I spend most of my time in Core City. What do you do for a living? Are you a trader? Among other things, yeah. Are you looking to trade? Yeah, show me what you got. Nothing I think I'll be interested in. The only things I might be interested in purchasing are the daggers. Early on, it's going to be difficult for us to... A sledgehammer might be a little too expensive for us and a little bit too awkward to use. We might be better off early on using a dagger instead. But right now, we don't have the money for it. You met Arlene during your testing period. She's in charge of food preparation and rationing. Ha! We used to make fun of Tanner's stupidly high standards when admitting new people. Not the end of the world if we got someone imperfect, we said. And here you are, bringing us earthquakes on day 1. Very funny, Arlene. I was only kidding. Don't take it too seriously. Anyway, what do you need? So how bad was it? The earthquake. For us, not that bad. The south tunnel collapsed, so the train is out for a while. The station itself didn't suffer any major damage, as far as I know. I heard it's much worse up north. Something about a Union's freighter crashing and getting buried on the side rail near Core City. Man, I can already imagine all the vermin crawling out of their holes to take a bite out of that cake. And I'm not talking about rat hounds. Heard any good rumors? Rumor has it that there's quite a number of people sitting outside United Stations Embassy and Junkyard. Guess they've been feeding them good. I'd like to order something. Alright, so, we don't need these. She's only looking to buy one more, so let's sell one of these as well. And we could probably use eel sandwiches or rat hound barbecues. Oh, I guess stuffed bat could also be useful for the detection. But actually our trap's going to be so low. Yeah, our trap's going to be so low it's not going to matter. Oh, hold on. When consumed, increases strength by 1, it reduces all mechanical damage taken by 10%, but also reduces your perception and dex by 2. Additionally, all psionic skills will be reduced by 20, and psi regeneration will be decreased by 30. We actually don't... This is not a bad thing for us. We don't really care about dex too much, but it will impact our throwing. So I guess we won't take it. We'll take 2 rat hounds. Nice! Hey, it breaks almost even. Ethan is a new person here, but I'm not interested in talking with Ethan. He can teach you temporal manipulation if you're playing a psychic character. You find out rather quickly that he does this through, well, the doctor, or through Arlene if you're interested in learning psychics. Psionics. Hey, Pascal. Ah, hello, Gabriel. First of all, let me congratulate you on your admittance to our little station. I'm sure you'll love it here. It's good that you came. I actually wanted to talk to you about some of the results from all those tests we did earlier. Is there something wrong with me? No, quite the contrary. Sorry if I scared you. You see, test results show that you have certain amounts of psionic potential. I'm not derailed. I'm not saying you are. It's not a bad thing. On the contrary, it's a great gift to inherit. And it won't make you... I mean, it doesn't have to make you go insane. Okay, let me just tell you a bit about the psionic potential first. It's a relatively rare, inheritable, complex genetic trait that triggers development of certain otherwise latent components in the brain. It allows a person to perform some subtle psionic invocations, such as influencing the minds of others, as well as some not-so-subtle ones, such as causing radical temperature changes and telekinetic manipulations. So how do I realize this potential? You must first disable your psionic inhibitor. It's a neurostructure in your brain that prevents you from accessing your psionic projection centers. We assume it was designed to prevent the infants from unwittingly harming themselves or those around them. There are ways to do this by extended meditation, but this can take years. We have more efficient methods nowadays. He reaches into his pocket and takes out a large red pill. This pill will take care of the inhibitor right away, but there is one side effect I'm obliged to mention. The majority of the users experience immediate and significant weakening of their immune system. And when I say majority, I mean everyone. To put it bluntly, it will severely affect your health. Forget it, Doc. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. It's your time to waste. I can't help you with that, though. I'm a doctor, not a monk. Come to me if you change your mind. Oh, was there something? There might be something else we can talk to him about? No, there's not. Okay. Oh, we should, though, investigate the side room here. Because this is not a red medical locker. That means we get a health hypo and a bandage for free. Them gains. If you want to use the weights, please put them back on the rack when you're done. But if you try interacting with anything with the weights, the shelves at least, rather, if you try taking something from the shelves, the bodybuilder will attack you and the whole station goes hostile. That's a good way to die. Alright, so where to next? We gotta head to the engineering and cyber labs. We need the device to power on the scouting stations. Harold, right? Yeah. Hey, Harold. Howdy. You must be the new guy. Name's Harold. I'm in charge of this little workshop here. Ah, name's Gabriel. So, you looking for something specific, or just looking around? Tanner tells me you know of a way to restore power to the outposts to the north. He nods. Right, I remember taking a look at the power generator there a while back. I couldn't do anything about it back then because I didn't have this. He rummages through the boxes that are on the table before producing something that resembles an energy core. Here, it's a flux controller. If you insert it into the slot at the front of the power generator, it should get it running again. After that, you ought to be able to reactivate all the outposts. I'm afraid you'll have to do that manually, though. You see, each of them has a switch that cuts off the power in case of a hazard. Got it. Thanks. I'll give it a try. Hello. Ooh. A 35 reinforced fabric ballistic panel. It's pretty good. Well, for super low level, we're going to take that. Actually, technically we don't need to even carry it. We could leave it there. And just remember it's there. It does weigh 4 pounds, but we'll take it. We don't need to see Urza, so he can just, or Ezra, so he can just stay there. Let's go ahead and visit the armory. We need a weapon. Granted, our fists will be decent, but we could really use a weapon of some sort. A short man rises from behind his desk with a grenade case in his hands. The heavy case meets the top of the desk with a thud. Raising your eyebrows, which in turn makes the man's face turn to a smile. He removes his glove and shakes your hand with a strong, perhaps too strong, grip before addressing you. Don't worry, Gabriel. I ain't gonna blow us up. Nope. Anyway, Venzel told me you'll be staying with us for a while. I guess so. Well, friend, make yourself at home. Can I have my weapon back? Oh, of course, it was the, 5mm pistol with some ammo, if I recall correctly, right? This one? He produces a pistol that is in such bad condition, people would pay to get rid of it. It was a 5mm pistol, but not that one. Then who's... Oh, this has got to be Newton's gun. Heh, my bad. Here you go. Here's your weapon. There. With that out of the way, might interest you in a couple more things, huh? Yeah, let's trade. Alright, so, this is useless to us. We do not need a pistol. What I would like is a sledgehammer, or a different type of weapon. But unfortunately, this pistol is not worth very much. Even with all the ammo being sold, we cannot actually afford a sledgehammer. We could instead buy a dagger. And given our feats, well, then again, at level 2, I have something planned. Is there anything else I can sell him? Oh, I guess it's just 22 Southgate Station credits. We'll buy a sledgehammer. Although, yeah, let's buy the sledgehammer. Next level, level 2, which we should totally get killing the rat hounds. I intend to take pummel, so we'll grab this. It just occurs to me, how annoying it's going to be to fight thieves with this character. Thieves have crippling strike, and if we lose 2 strength, this is going to be tough to use in combat. Because we need a minimum of 8 strength to wield it. Alright, I think that's everything we needed to see here. Everyone we needed to see here. Let's head on out. Actually, let's check our journal really quick. Yep, alright. Let's do it. Oh. Let's also put sprint here. The man greets you with a warm smile. Ah, Gabriel, good to finally meet you. I'm Malcolm. How can I help you? I need to get out into the caves. You didn't get your access card yet, right? Yeah, should be around here somewhere. He starts looking through some drawers. Ah, there it is. He produces a red access card and hands it to you. Now listen here, this is the procedure. When you want to leave, you let me know, and I'll open the inner gate. Then you step into the transition room. Then I close the inner gate and open the outer gate, and off you go. Alright, now, when you want to get back in, use the card I gave you on the console outside. Stand in front of the camera so I can confirm it's you. Then I'll open the outer gate. Earlier, we used to do bioscanning every time someone passed, but since no one's ever showed up positive, it became a nuisance. What if I do contract a disease? Then be kind enough to inform me so I can activate the turrets. So shred you to pieces, we'll burn the remains, and everything's good. Just kidding. Or am I? Open the gates, please. I'm off to the caves. He nods. Oh yeah, here's a tip for you. If you find yourself surrounded by rat hounds, use flares to scare them away. They'll be back though, so try not to stick around. Thanks. But I want to stomp them, not scare them away. Well then, try not to lose a foot. You're good to go. And look how we walk. We walk all hunched down. We look really menacing. It's pretty awesome looking. Man, I think we're gonna die to the starting rounds. I'm being honest. Maybe we won't. Oh my god, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough without dodge and evasion and no good decent armor on us, and only 2 attacks with our sledgehammer. I think. Yeah, it's 25 action points to swing this. Oh, we're gonna need adrenaline shots. An old man wearing an old coat, old pants, and old boots introduces himself with an old, amiable smile. Ah, it's the young Gabriel. Off to do some hunting? Yeah, what is this place? This is the Crossroads Watch. The only way to get into our station from the tunnels is through here. What are you doing here? Just sorting through some goods I scavenged today. Want to take a look? See if there's something you like before I take it out back to the station? I offer a fair bargain. Perhaps later. Suit yourself. I hear you're very knowledgeable of the tunnels, and I could use some advice. Been crawling through them tunnels all my life. What do you want to know? What can you tell me about the abandoned outposts nearby? The nearest one is just north of us, of Crossroad Watch. They stretch to the east and to the west from there. They were built by Omega Station, but are somewhat in ruins since we put them out of business. Plenty of rat hounds there now, though. Oh, if you are heading there, could you do me a favor? I was scavenging near those outposts a while back, and I think I lost my old digital watch there. It was about this big and made of metal. It doesn't have a strap, so I keep it in my pocket. It must have fallen out somewhere. Could you keep an eye out for it? If we bring it back, I'll make you a good bargain for it. I'll keep a lookout, but I can't promise anything. That's all I ask. How much damage did the earthquake do to the surrounding cave tunnels? Well, a lot of passages have caved in. I used dynamite to clear them up, but Tanner confiscated all of it to make it available for clearing up the south tunnel. Can't say I blame him. Metro's more important. The passage to the lake is clear, though. We're up for some fishing or something. Alright, take care, old Jonas. Alright, youngster. Good luck. Old bullet shells we don't need. A little barrel. Right, everyone, I tend to say out loud what I'm finding. This is because it's my belief that probably a few of you probably have this on in the background as you're playing a different game or doing something else. So if something sounds interesting, you'll hear me go, "Whoa, look at that," or something of that effect. Maybe you'll unminimize what you're watching. Bunch of rocks. We can't destroy them, so they stay there. Alright. As you approach the passage, you can hear faint squeaking sounds coming from up ahead and a pair of red beady eyes blinking in and out of the darkness. Let's do this, everyone. So, when we played Garrett, we were almost always stealthed. We don't have stealth at all on Gabriel. And we're not going to take any stealth. This means that combat will start the moment we see each other. We can reach this guy. Ho! Oh! Let's sprint just to move away to let this guy get less attacks. Yeah! Suck it down. We get some adrenal glands. Remember, we have biology this time. So you're going to see me making lots of drugs and using the hell out of the drugs we get. Ooh, 105 life at this level. I think Garrett at max level had like, what, 400? At level 1, we already have a fourth of what Garrett had. You should expect almost no attacks from the enemies to miss. We will be trying to use terrain to gain cover from enemy range attackers when possible, and use sprint to gain distance to enemies and from them. Man, every miss is going to be so painful on Gabriel. Our first fancy rat hound here. Get an animal heart. We're going to need all that blood. Now, what's going to be interesting about Gabriel, everyone, and this quest is that we will probably not be able to get all of the power generators enabled. Our low perception and lack of lockpicks means that we cannot actually open this door. And because we don't have perception, we won't find another way to get into that facility. Caltrops might be useful. Got a starting grenade. That will also be handy. Alright, let's go and power on the whatchamacallit to start. The whatchamacallit, the one station that requires the flux device. There he is. This time we'll sprint towards him. More junk. More junk. More guts, which we are totally going to utilize. How's our weapon? Still in decent shape. Alright, well, we didn't die in the first room. That's more than I can say for the first character I went through here with. The very first character, everyone, I died to the first two rat hounds, like twice. Because I put like 3 or 4 points in most things, thinking I wanted to be I want to do a bit of everything. And that is the really wrong thing for you to do. stunned. We stun enemies with this? Oh, I didn't realize that all sledgehammers have that. Huh. That's handy to know. Only organics, but I guess I should expect that. I'm gonna stay here, everyone. Using hallways is gonna be very important because I do not want them to surround me. We don't have traps either, so trying to keep enemies away from us is going to be very difficult. Depot A is going to be interesting when we finally reach it. Level up. No reason why we can't level up instantly. Alright, well at this level, I'm pretty sure. Let me look at my character build for level 4. Yep, okay, nothing new. We just go ahead and put 5 points in all these abilities. And this will be what we are doing, everyone, for quite some considerable amount of time. Until like level, I think, 16. What you see me doing right here is what we'll be doing at every level for skills. Alright, more mercantile, more intimidation, more crafting, more melee, that's the most important thing, and a little bit more throwing. As for feats, we're taking Pummel, which should have shown up at this level. You can perform a special attack with a sledgehammer that deals 50% weapon damage, but does not ignore damage threshold. Oh, and does not ignore damage threshold. But puts living targets off balance for 2 turns if it lands. Off balance characters have their dodge and evasion reduced to 0. So this attack does less damage, and, well, that's it. It does 50% less damage normally, and doesn't ignore the enemy's resistances. But that will be useful against the things that have a lot of dodge. But of course, that attack needs to land as well. Probably useful if we can stun or incapacitate the enemy first. Oops, we missed. Ah, darn it. We took enough damage that we won't regenerate. I think we can still... Oh, last a little longer. Everyone, let's talk a little bit about Gabriel Angelous and some of the special rules I intend to use with him. At least, at the very least, this one. I will not flee from any combat via zoning. The Space Marines, if I remember Warhammer 40k correctly, at least back in 3rd edition, when was last I played, they had a special rule called, "And they shall know no fear." I will not run. I will reposition in order to get a better, like... ooh, hello. I will reposition in order to avoid damage, but I won't run away. At least that is my intention. There will be no zoning. We will, at least, again, that's what I think we'll be trying to do. I will live or die in all these screens. More stuff we can sell. Insert the flux controller. The flux controller is inserted successfully. Turn it on. Okay. 1. Is this area actually powered? It's not like there's a light on. Oh, but the light's broken? I think that light's broken. Alright, we have taken about 50% of our life. Let's heal up. How many hit points, by the way, did we gain? 20 hit points a level. That's nice. reposition. That's a bit awkward. Reposition again. It's so tricky to guess. Oh, we didn't quite guess correctly either. Good, but it's not going to matter. We killed one. And I'm dumb. I should have eaten some food before we started this. Let's eat some food now. So... we'll have some canned meat to reduce that mechanical damage we're taking by just 5%. Actually, that was kind of a waste. We should have eaten the strength food instead. I guess we don't need either one to kill the starting rat hounds, though. Oh. Pummel. Pummel will probably be something I use... I won't use it against the rat hounds, for example. We don't need to do 50% less damage. But against anything that could be considered dodgy, we will be using it. This is especially true if I can flashbang it. Then we run up on pummel to make sure it loses all its dodge and evasion. Or we net something and then we pummel it. That will be what we're going to end up doing. Oh, and it seemed thematic to me to give Gabriel throwing. Mostly because the grenades, which I think he used. If he didn't, I know Space Marines can use them. Maybe nets wouldn't make any sense. But I'll be honest, the game's going to be so difficult for us without something like using nets. So they're going to be part of my strategy, I think, in the end. Alright, one of these things has been powered. Now this is going to be a tricky chamber, because we could get surrounded by up to 4 of these things. I think there's 4 here on hard, but only 3 on normal. Oh, that's a shame. There's another. 4 total. Oh, good critical. Can we march out? Yeah, we can move out and attack another one. An old watch, some rat hound leather. We took a bunch of damage again. Let's heal ourselves. Yeah, let's heal ourselves. One explosive barrel we don't need to use. This explosive barrel, you may be very tempted to use it against the rat hounds here, but if you can time it correctly, this barrel can one-hit kill the gentleman who we're about to meet up ahead, if you can lead him to it. I don't think we're going to have trouble with this gentleman, though. And I don't mean because we'll slaughter him. I mean because we have intimidation. Hey, get out of here! This is my territory! I'll be claiming this outpost in the name of Southgate Station. Haven't you vultures taken enough already? Caves belong to no station. Now get the hell out of my home before I bolt in your ugly face. Your threats are pointless. Even if you kill me, more will come. And they'll be armed to the teeth. You won't stand a chance. He seems hesitant. What do you want with this place anyway? Look at it. It's ruined. It ain't got nothing. We don't plan to live here, but we need to control these stations anyway. Well, why would I have to leave? I wouldn't get in your way. Okay, you can stay for now. But don't try to interfere with our operations. He nods. So, Garrett had no social skills. Mercantile, I don't think he had Mercantile. He didn't have Intimidation or Persuasion. These give you other choices in dialogue. Sometimes it will avoid a fight altogether. Other times it gives you the option to avoid a fight, but you could still end up in a combat anyway if you mess it up. To pass a social check, you just have to have enough points. There's no randomness to it. I think we needed, a 25 to pass this test. Might have been a 20, but I think if you had less than that, you weren't going to get past him. You have to fight him then instead. He doesn't even care if you search the boxes or the junk pile, apparently. They're not red. So you can still take the chew toy. More medical supplies are welcome. And really, we just want to flip that switch. Taking that mind shroom. Don't mind if I do. I'm so funny. Let's go to the lower level. A bunch of junk we don't need, but will come in handy to sell it. Another locked door, but this one, we are actually able to find a way into it. That's 3 stations powered. Leather armor? Leather armor. The blueprint is almost always here as far as I can tell. Now, here's a trick for you guys at home. I do, by the way, intend to still make the Underrail FAQ videos for you guys with tips and tricks. Here's a trick. Do you see all of these Rathound leathers? Well, you can't probably... They weigh a bit, and they're not worth that much. But you could convert them into leather armor if you have tailoring. And then, once they're leather armor, you can convert all those scraps into repair kits. Never turn down any type of Rathound leather if you have leather armor as a plan and tailoring. Locked. Alright, down we go. Now, we don't have to kill these Rathounds. We can just leave them alone. But we only got 1 Rathound fancy ear. So we're gonna go and kill them. Not because I need to, because we'll have plenty of experience on Classic mode. But if we're playing Oddity, I would be so mad that we had not yet gotten 3 Rathound ears. We back up just enough. Nice! Then make sure they can only attack us 1 at a time. Use sprint to get some distance because I want him getting less attacks. Good work. Nice! I'm gonna regenerate those hits too. Still no fancy Rathound ear. How many Rathounds have we killed now? 5, 8, 12, 16. Oh, that's painful. Normally, you want to have all the Rathound ears before you even encounter Mr. Milan. Oh, where? I don't know where. Let's back up a bit. I'm not used to playing someone who has such a high stat at the start of the game. 9 strength? Most of my characters end up having like 7 or 8 in a stat. 9 is an amazing amount to start with. Oh, this is still on cooldown? Oh, I should have paid attention to that. That's the way back, and I think there were some rat hounds outside this gate. On the other side we can kill. Let's wait until we are regenerated. Alright, let's step on through. Annoying. So let's get some distance from this rat hound. I don't think we'll one-hit kill it unless we crit. Let's make sure that's all of them. And then we have one last switch to throw. We'll go and turn the quest, and we'll call it a session. Oh, yeah, we don't have to go in there. Tim, you already went in there. Our sledgehammer could use repair, which I will do unless we can buy a better one or craft a better one. We'll need the sledgehammer plan first. And all the equipment to craft it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them powered, but we cannot access the last one. We would have to be able to purchase a MK3 lockpick, which, as far as I'm aware, we cannot purchase. It was 10 lockpicking. We'll check old Jonas. Maybe he's selling one. We'll check Jack Quicksilver. Maybe he is. But I don't remember either of them selling an MK3. Back again? What can old Jonas do for you, youngster? I think you found your watch. Show him the old watch you found. Yeah, that's the one. Where'd you find it? In the belly of a rat hound. He quirks an eyebrow. I knew those things would devour anything, but a metal watch? So, can I have it now? There's a few special items I can offer you for it. Remember, just threw this backpack. I've got this here powerful submachine gun. Perfect working condition. I've got a set of healing hypos. These are good for you. And I've got this here fine-looking boots. Pair of boots. Look at them. They are fine. I'll trade for all of it. What now? Well, it's only fair. This is a pretty good watch. And what things do you offer me in return? An old rusty machine gun, a pair of worn-out boots or health hypos, which I have plenty of anyway. You drive a hard bargain, Gabriel. Well, alright. Guess I don't have much of a choice. Here you go. Thanks. Something else I wanted to ask you. Sure, youngster. Let's barter. He is not selling MK3. And I don't have money for the belt. There's nothing else I have on me that he's interested in buying. And nothing he has that I want. Actually, that's not true. But I don't see... Oh, right, I want a weightlifting belt for Gabriel, I think. Okay, we can look at that later. Right now, though, nothing here I want. Right, this is my first character actually who is using a sledgehammer. I'm very excited to see if my build will work. Something I really enjoy about this game is trying a build. So I know that lots of people make builds online and what have you, but I love coming up with something myself and trying it. I think it's the best way to learn what does and doesn't work. Alright, so next, let's go to the cantina and we'll check with Jack Quicksilver. I think he sells MK2 lockpicks on occasion, but I don't think he sells MK3. I don't think you can buy them this early in the game, and I do not see any in anything we encountered in those caves. MK2. So this will give us 5 lockpicking. As you can see, we can get up to lockpicking 7. We could drop a few points in the lockpicking to get lockpicking 10, but honestly, that's just a waste. I don't think anyone else sells them, so we're done. Let's turn in the quest. Gabriel. I've reactivated the power generators as well as some of the stations. Good work, Gabriel. We can start the restoration process. Here are your credits. Excellent. What's next on the agenda? There are a few more jobs waiting for you, actually. Brett needs someone to do a hopper roundup. He'll instruct you on what exactly you need to do and how to do it. Go speak to him on the agronomy level. After you completed this task, come and see me again. I got a couple questions for you, Hadron. Yes? Tell me about the United Stations. United Stations organization is a diplomatic offshoot of the Protectorate. It seeks to unify the stations through peaceful means, where possible, through politics and economy. Make no mistake, though, the United Stations are under Protectorate control and are effectively one organization. However, the United Station administration is not as monolithic as that of the Protectorate. This will, I predict, at some point, when a certain strong figure is no longer in place, bring about interesting events. Alright, I'll see you later. And we've leveled. Awesome. Still no stat, no feat at this level. This is an odd level. And we keep pumping up all of our abilities. Now we can actually begin making repair kits from garbage that we find. Let's go. So before we call the session, everyone, I guess we'll do a little bit of shopping on screen, and then that'll do it for us. So we also want to see Brett and what have you, so I guess we'll prepare for the hopper roundup. So let's go back to the armory first and see if we have anything that Lucas will want to buy. Hey lad, what do you need? I want to trade. Let's see. So first off, we have boots. I guess we should wear them. And we have a few things he's interested in purchasing. Does he have a sledgehammer recipe? No, he does not. Tactical vest could also be useful, but it will be some time until I really want to purchase one of those. These are all too expensive. We're not buying any of this. Okay, so he doesn't have anything I'm interested in. We'll just vendor this stuff for some cash. Actually, how much is this worth? We could sell that as well. Oh, something else, everyone. The mercantile skill we have will let us sell stuff for more money and buy stuff for less money. Very useful. So first off, I guess this is what I want. Yeah, this will do. There's no sledgehammers, anything here. And he probably has not recycled his inventory yet. Shopkeepers in the game will refresh their inventory every, I think it's hour and a half or 1 hour of time. But we have not been playing that long yet, so. Alright. Oh. Before I go upstairs, let me see what he's actually buying. Is he buying leather armors? 2 leather armors. Okay, perfect. Now, first off, one of these is slightly better than what we're wearing by 1% and 1 more mechanical damage threshold. So we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. 82 bucks for those. That's pretty good. Let's sell those. Let's see how many of these we can sell upstairs. To, what's his name? I can't remember. Alright, let's go visit the pens next. What's this gentleman? I can't remember his name right now. Quentin. You come up to a rangy man with long hair who is cutting open the head of a large, monstrous creature, formerly an untamable beast. It is now but a stiff volunteer to post-mortem dissection, to science. And soon enough, the man makes the final incision, after which he pushes his hand through to extract a single long, sharp spine. Greenish, sticky fluid dribbles out of the opening, and all over the floor as the man wipes the spine clean before laying it aside. And that is the moment at which he notices you. Careful, don't want to get in contact with its toxin. He returns to cutting through the creature as he talks to you. My name is Quentin. Don't bother introducing yourself, I know who you are. You're Gabriel, and you just got admitted to the station. I check your hand, but you can see that wouldn't be a good idea. What kind of creature is that? It's a burrower. It's one nasty creature that digs around, laying eggs all over the place. They are more numerous deeper underground, but you can still find a few roaming the lower Underrail and the surrounding caves. If you meet one, be careful. It will spit thick, hard spines at you that are coated with poison. What are you doing? I'm collecting his poison glands. We can use those to produce other chemicals or to coat crossbow bolts. You have anything to trade? He stops working, sets the knife aside, and carefully moves his gloves. Of course. He is buying 5 raw leathers. We could sell him this. How much are these worth? Not very much. But we don't really need... Oh. You know what? Before I sell him these, let me see what... Oh, I have to have the plans to actually create repair kits, which we don't have at the moment, so we will sell him these. We're going to need this blueprint. We could wait and maybe we'd find it out in the world. And we'll need this as well. Alright, so we will, in the end, sell him some of what we've picked up. So I'm interested in processed plant or fungus. Actually, I'm more interested in extract humor. Nice. Our stuff lets us get us that for free. What else is he selling? Nothing else. Oh, I guess we need processed plant or fungus. All right, that'll be fine. Now, he's still looking to buy, 4 medicines, but no more components or parts. Chemicals, medical supplies in particular. Oh, I guess he doesn't buy any of those anyway. But now, if we have the proper things, we can try breaking these down into their components, and then we can sell them. But we need something to store them in. Oh, this is hydroponics. I completely forgot this even existed. I almost never walk... Was this safe to check? This is safe to check. I almost never walk in here. The box, we can check it, but we can't take anything from it. And we're not allowed to take any of the lake poppies. Actually, we'll come back for Brett. Let's do one last check at the cyber engineering for the sledgehammer plans. And then we'll end the video. What do you guys think? It's fun. Yeah, I like this. We're being efficient as well. Very, very efficient. And actually, medical is someplace else I want to go. Okay. A heads up, everyone, by the way. If you decide you want to take biology, I'm not going to do so quite yet. But I'll point this out right now. You're going to want to buy all the capsules and that you find, and possibly amples as well. You can never have enough of them, because you're going to end up with tons of animal parts and not enough things that you can use in order to store the remains. Always try to purchase ampules and capsules when you see them. Always do it. Now in this case, we'll break down the unsaturated. So the mushroom, everyone, is worth 50. The unsaturated catalyst is worth 100. But it is sold to someone different. Oh, I didn't check the hearts. But notice the blood is worth 50 each. So we could sell now. Let's think here. We definitely don't need any psi boosters. We're not going to ever take any psi on this character. And I guess we can sell the unsaturated... Oh, we will want this, right? For the juice. We'll want that for the juice. Maybe we shouldn't sell it. Can we maybe learn a health hypo? We still have some stuff left over. We can't take a morphine shot yet. How about an adrenaline shot? Barely. How about instead we take some syringes? And a morphine shot. We'll break down plenty. Nice, this breaks us even. Let's do that. Alright, then we can put this on my hotbar. We can learn. The blueprint. And health hypos. We need insectoid saliva and anticoagulant to make health hypos. So we don't have that quite yet. Okay. One last thing before we call the session. Let's again head down to the Cyber Labs. Cyber Labs. We are looking for sledgehammers. He might sell the plan. Throwing sledgehammer. Perfect. 87 credits for it. Is he selling the parts I need to make a sledgehammer? No. He is not. Alright. He is selling the repair kit plan, though. We want that as well. Alright, everyone. That'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. When we come back, we'll probably be in my apartment. I'm just going to store a bunch of stuff I don't need to carry around with me. And then we will go ahead and talk to Big Brett, where we will get the Hopper Roundup quest, and we'll get that done. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.